Okay, folks, welcome to Thursday Night Stock Charts Live. This is where we review the potential. My microphone just collapsed on me here. The potential closing price action for the stock market this week. Always want to remember one trading day left to go. So while a chart may be bullish on a weekly chart Thursday evening, one trading day means a lot. So keep an open mind. We're going to talk about our earnings trade here on Square, which is down after hours. But we're pretty much neutral on the trade. We did a strangle option strategy. Strangle. I'll talk about that in a moment. I'll tell you where our strikes are at. We'll also talk about the Fed meeting and how we kind of saw a flip of the switch from yesterday's price action on bonds. Forget about stocks. Bonds. Most important thing for the future direction of stocks, bonds. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Tesla and why Tesla is about to puke at a minimum 10%. Why? We're short of it. Well, that's not the reason why, but we are betting against Tesla. We're going to go over the technical analysis of Tesla. No other real reason beside the technicals. No comment about the company. I think Elon Musk is great, but I think the shares are going to tank within the next 5 trading days. 5 trading days. So let's get to it. What else do I have to cover? Oh, we're going to do stock chart requests. So thanks for being here. Smash that like button, subscribe, join the Contrarian Trader. And in fact, before we get to, let's wait for people to populate here. Let me share my screen. Folks, our sponsor is TrendSpider. Don't settle for ordinary trading software. Automate your grunt work, speed up your technical analysis, and improve your accuracy. How do you do that? You use their trade alerts. You reduce costly analytical mistakes by waiting for great setups, and you could set those alerts and you time your trades with precision. Find winning chart setups with their scanners. Take advantage of their, get rid of this, 7-day free trial offer. Use the link below if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook. Use the link above if you're watching this on Twitter. Use that Linktree link and take a demo tour. I give it away free to silver and gold level members. I'll be doing a demonstration later on when we do members stock chart requests. So let's get to it. We're going to talk a bit first about Tesla. Now, Tesla, we traded earnings. We did very well on that trade. First, let's say hello. Seymour, hello. Franklin, hello. We did an earnings trade on Tesla. We did well on that. We shorted Tesla for a quick swing trade here. Larry. Big race on Saturday. The Breeders' Cup. That's right. Cool. I got to visit your town sometime. We shorted Tesla right back here when it got extended relative to its third standard deviation Bollinger Band. RSI was at about 90, so we scalped the trade there. It kept going up higher. Then we began to short using the 1200 strike put options. At that time, they were deep in the money. We also sold a put against that trade to help finance the trade. We have since taken that off. I should have kept that on. If there's two regrets I have on this trade so far. One, I took that hedge off. Two is that we always, when we execute on extreme overbought or extreme oversold trades, you always want to wait for that final hour of trade. And the second time I added to this trade, I didn't wait. I thought we were going to roll over, and the shares just kept going up on me. And I keep kicking myself on that. It was a bad tactical decision. So we did not go adding more today. This evening. We have added more since we opened up this trade, and today we gapped up. We added more into that gap, and today we formed a close to a doji star formation or a filled candlestick. It's a sign of a top. Doesn't mean we're going to go straight down here. I'll go to a chart in a moment, which would imply that we may go up higher tomorrow morning. RSI was at around 92. Now it's trending down, but still well above 80, very overbought. What else do we have? Volume really dropped off to the upside. MACD histogram leveling off. That doesn't mean it can't pick back up. And what I really like about this chart is when you take a look at a weekly chart. Remember, we're not day traders here. So we look at the weekly charts as well. And on a weekly time frame, forget about RSI. But in the very short term, and that's all I'm concerned about, in the very short term, this will be the second consecutive week that we're trading up and above and potentially closing up and into the third standard deviation Bollinger Band in red. Very overbought. So, and even when you drill down to a 4-hour time frame, very overbought intraday. I mean, they gapped it, they jammed it this morning, and they couldn't capitalize on the move up higher. It was stuck in the mud. So it's kind of like you have a ceiling above a little bit. You're seeing your indicators begin to put in lower highs, and your ADX trend line is well above 70. Very, very overbought. So I think that we're going to correct here in very, very short order. So the one thing that I will say that looks kind of bullish for Tesla is the 15-minute chart, which I just checked out, and we're wedging out here. So we can go in either direction. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised to see a breakout tomorrow morning or a gap down tomorrow morning, one of the two. So standing by within the next 5 trading days, you're going to begin to see the correction of Tesla by a minimum 10%. Hey, Paul. I have to average down my Tesla put ratio spread. Tesla is crazy. Yeah. Yeah. It hasn't been easy, but it really pays to be incremental with building on a trade because the one thing I stand by is that weak stocks tend to get weaker, strong stocks tend to get stronger until they don't. Hey, Paul. Talon, gold, and NASDAQ futures. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at first. Let's go over before I go to the weekly charts. Let's talk a little bit about the Fed's decision to taper. Very dovish. The only hawkish thing I could say was that they're going to go in November with a taper, $15 billion, $10 billion off of treasury purchases and $5 billion off of mortgage-backed securities. Why they're buying mortgage-backed securities, I have no idea. So, according to the Federal Reserve, using their timeline, by May of 2022, they will be done tapering. They will be done tapering. So the question I have is that, okay, you're not going to raise rates, and that's good. Okay, fine. So if the Federal Reserve is not going to be the last idiot to go buying our debt, who's going to be the buyer that buys at these levels, these yields? Yields are going to have to go up higher by themselves due to tapering. Who is going to buy our treasury debt? So to think that this is going to play out as they state is, I think it's craziness. I think it's craziness. Add to that, they said that they were going to taper this month. So here's the Fed's balance sheet. It certainly wasn't this week because we hit a new all-time high this week on the Fed's balance sheet. And what's going to be a bigger problem, I'm going to talk about gold in a moment. A flattening yield curve may soon reassert itself. Watch the jobs data tomorrow, folks, because something happened odd in the bond market today. If you take a look, this is the 10-year yield daily chart. Yesterday, we had a very bullish day on the news. Taper. All right, yields moved up higher. That made sense. But today we reversed. And on a weekly time frame, remember, one trading day left to go. On a weekly time frame, we're poised to potentially break support. So is the market factoring in an economic slowdown? Is that why we're seeing bond yields pull back here a little bit? I think it's too soon to make that call. I think tomorrow's jobs data will speak volumes. You should see jobs data that is improving because no more stimmy checks. So we should have a big number. So I suspect that we should get a rally tomorrow on yields, but watch out if we don't. And we'll talk about gold in a moment, because the problem for the Federal Reserve is this, is that if the economic picture begins to decay and they're not going to buy mortgage debt and yields are moving up higher, well, what does that mean? It means they're going to have to buy more debt to keep the yields from moving up higher, because we're going into a recession. So they're really caught in a corner here. So the bond yields are very, very important to watch right now. And when you take a look at the tips, the tip market, this is Treasury inflation protected securities getting ready to rip. Bullish key reversal bar on the week so far. So the tip market is unimpressed with the Fed's tapering plan because it doesn't believe it's going to happen. If they believed it was going to happen, why would you put money into tips? If they believed that the Federal Reserve, as they reasserted yesterday, that inflation was transitory, why would you be buying tips? They're not buying it. The dollar. Did they update this? Yeah, they did. Big reversal day today. Big reversal day. So we had broken out last week. This week, a continuation move up higher. Excuse me. I'm really sorry. Daily chart. Big move today on the dollar. Up over a half percentage point. It looks as though it wants to go higher. Let's bring up the dollar bull ETF to check volume. Pretty good volume. Hey, Denny. Westlaw. I guess shorting works best for small caps. Large caps are driven by institutional investors, and they usually roll over when the market tanks. Right now, the market is still an uptrend. Yeah, I stopped out of our small cap short. Thank God I did, because it just kept ripping up higher. They began to break out of that multi-month trading range. We stopped out 100%, and just kept moving up higher. And we were long of a leveraged ETF, the TSLA, and that thing got clubbed ever since. All right, the VIX weekly chart. Probing the lows of the year. Let's go to a daily chart. Very strange. This is the second time in the past couple of days that we've seen this, where the VIX is closed up along with the S&P 500. This is a weekly chart, but on a daily chart. So how you interpret this is that while, yeah, traders are still bullish on the market going up higher, RSI on the S&P 500 is at 75 and going up higher. Somebody's buying insurance. They're insuring against a down move on the S&Ps. The Dow Transports, just incredible price action this week. This may just very well be a top. Look at the volume. Horrible volume. Daily chart. Incredible move. Bearish reversal bar today. Light volume. Stokes rolling over, losing momentum. The Dow Jones weekly chart. Up over 0.75%. Light volume. Probably not going to change much between now and the end of business tomorrow. So light volume up move on the Dow. Dow was, I believe, down today, right? Yep, it was down today, flat. Volume rose to about average. Check out the MACD. I was talking about this with members last night on Market Wrap, how the MACD is flatlining and really losing momentum. Let's go back to the weekly chart of the S&Ps. I kind of skipped over that. Before I do that, let's just check in with the PE ratio. I haven't gone over the PE ratio in a couple of weeks on the S&P 500. We are very overvalued, man. Insanity. Really insanity. Weekly chart. Continuation breakout week up 1.62% and probably going up higher. Volume is a little bit light. Small caps. Weekly chart up over 4.5%. Great volume. Now, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised to see a pullback and a retest of this breakout point in the next week or two. That might be an opportunity to get long of the small caps. Very extended here. A down day today for the small caps. The Tues. William. Hey, Bob, sorry I'm late. No worries, my friend. All right, weekly chart up over 3% on the week, tapping the third standard deviation Bollinger Band, very extended. Very light volume. Daily chart. RSI now it's 78. We are now above actually equivalent to the RSI highs of back in July. The banks. We got long of the banks yesterday. Opening position, nibble, nibble, nibble. And the banks pulled back. The reason why we got long of the banks is that you saw very strong bond yield action. The banks like to trade with yields. So as yields move up higher, so go the banks. And today you got a reversal on those yields, and they sold the banks. So on a weekly time frame, the banks are down. But if jobs come in strong tomorrow, expect yields to move up higher. Daily chart. It was a nice day yesterday. Reversal day. Looked as though we're going to get a breakout higher. No bueno. Broke support today. Volume about average. Technology weekly chart. We are now beginning to go parabolic. We've broken out above the upper band of the rising uptrend channel. Parabolic move. Big volume. Wrong chart. Daily chart. Up over 1.5% today. Looks like it wants to go up higher too. Volume, very, very good volume. The semis, massive move this week, up over 7.5%. Here's a sector that had broken down the week of September the 27th below its lower band of the rising uptrend channel. Incredible move. Volume is probably going to come in about average, rising sequentially. What's not to like? Daily chart. Oh, god damn. What a move today. This is going to correct. It's got to correct. RSI 78.29. Big, big volume. Shorts just getting ripped apart. Damn. What a move. LABU weekly chart breakout. One trading day left to go. We don't know if this is in the books yet, but LABU weekly breakout above the line in blue. Next week, if this holds, we'll be looking to trade LABU. Probably do a little bit of naked option selling on this one, generate some cash flow. I like E. Consumer discretionaries weekly chart. Man, this is just bananas. Really crazy. RSI 77.5. Second consecutive week. It's like Tesla, for Christ's sakes. Trading above its third standard deviation bone band in red. It's not going to stay there long. Volume, very heavy. Crazy. Look at this. Here's XLY. Here's Tesla. It's insanity. For those just joining in, prediction 10% corrected on Tesla within the next 5 trading days, beginning tomorrow. Energy, weekly chart, flat. We broke down last week. Very light volume on the week. Daily chart, woof, not looking good. Stokes very weak. We may break here. Big volume today, but net on the day, not much in terms of gains. So when you see this big volume, yet not much in terms of gains, yeah, you saw churning in there. You saw institutions rotating out. Let's do a deep dive. Take a look at a 15-minute chart. Yeah, look at this. They painted the tape on it. They gapped it up, sold it off hard, rallied into the close to close it positive. This is why at the end of the day, you want to take a look at the quality of the close, the quality of the day. And this was not a quality day. It was all up days are not made alike. Abel, how you doing, pal? Good to see you as well. Natural gas came back strong this week, looking good. With one trading day left to go, we were down below support. We have reversed the close back above it. Next week, a nice tap to do a retest at around what? 60. 65.80, 65.90. Check out a daily chart. Down day today. Man, so volatile. Down week. Second down week. We haven't seen that in a while. Volume. Whew. Rough week. A rough day, I should say. Outside reversal bar on big volume. Oil under pressure. So I think oil, if it continues lower, is going to take the energy stocks down with it. Emerging markets, weekly chart. A bit of a doji star formation on the week. The dollar regained some strength. Let's see how, before we leave here, we have a nice breakout on the RSI of emerging markets. Not liking the Stokes. Volume very light. Yeah, so it was a good day yesterday, a bad day today. Why? Yesterday, you had a weak U.S. dollar. Today, you had a strong U.S. dollar. Emerging markets trade inversely of the U.S. dollar in general. The video is up 12% today. Don't they report earnings in a couple of days? Gold. All right. So I'm only speaking about the gold price right now, not so much the miners. Miners are I think they're bottoming out, but I think gold is setting the stage for a major breakout here. I've been complaining for a while now about the stochastics on a monthly time frame trending down. So far this month, gold is now hooking up on the Stokes, meaning momentum is beginning to build, but to the long side. And today we had a very strong day. And initially you saw a strong day in the mining stocks, but then they faded. Whereas gold at one point in time was up above 1,800. What was the high of the day? Yeah, and it stayed there for like 2 seconds, and it sold off. Watch gold, folks. Now, the mining stocks, they're consolidating. They've been beaten up. I think what we're seeing is that you have such a risk-on environment. They want to own Tesla. They want to own the Tues. They want to own Neo, whatever, NVIDIA. Speaking of NVIDIA, thanks, Franklin. NVIDIA Corporation is expected to report earnings on the 17th after market close. Thank you, sir. Okay, so mining stocks looking okay. I don't see a compelling reason to go buying more here right now. Really great price action yesterday, but they couldn't hold it today. Look at the bearish reversal bar on the day today. Now, if they pop it back up and they close the GDXJ above 44, that's sexy. Stokes is still weak. No compelling reason right now to go adding more. The silver mining stocks, same deal here. Folks, if the economy is down and inflation continues to rise, you're going to see gold and silver rip. You're just going to see them rip through the ceiling. Because the Federal Reserve, what are they going to do? Raise rates? Taper? Oh, they got to think about cutting rates. They want to go negative. So that's when you're going to see these stocks rip. Right now, patience. Silver, same deal here. Consolidating. Let's take some chart requests. Okay, first one up is going to be gold, but Barrick Gold, GOLD, the symbol. Monthly chart where we're up, but we are not seeing the type of price action that we need. We're struggling to recapture support at around, why is this here? Get out of there. At around 19 bucks a share. Wow, this is back down on the T. Incredible. Let's take a look at the seasonality. November is just not a good month. December, very good month. So one way to play it is that if we get beaten up this month, buy it in preparation for a seasonally favorable December. Let's go to a weekly chart. Yeah, it's struggling right now. You know, maybe we'll put in, let's get rid of all these lines here. I wanted to remove a line. Okay. Start fresh. Here's what we need to see. A rally and a close above, let's call it 1950 per share. And we've got to hold support. If we break to new monthly lows, you got to avoid it. I'm liking RSI. We are seeing RSI hook up. Now what we want to see is it break out. Daily chart. Ooh, interesting day today. We popped up higher. Yesterday, we broke out on a daily time frame. But today we pulled back. If we pull back further tomorrow and retest around 1850 per share, you wanted to put a trade on, go for it. Pretty good price action on a daily time frame. Very good. Let's go to yeah, I do have it here. Yeah, struggling on a monthly time frame. Yeah, what you may get here is a pullback and a bit of a W formation. I don't see a compelling reason to get aggressive right now. If we pull back, retest that 1825 to 18, not 1825, 1850 mark, just use a stop right below on a closing basis, on a daily basis below 1819, and then just stop out. But you can nibble in here, but add more aggressively on a breakout, especially if, keep an eye on the price of gold on a monthly time frame. Here. We start to break out and we close above 1810. 1810. Start watching these gold mining stocks because once gold breaks out in a monthly time frame, it's going to rip to new all-time highs very, very quickly. And it'll take the gold stocks along with them. With it. Nugget. Just do a weekly chart. The weekly chart, we're flashing a doji formation. I've already looked at this chart. Rising wedge formation. November, December are not favorable months. January, pretty favorable. So I don't see a rush here right now. Once we begin to break out and gold breaks out, different story. But the dollar looks pretty strong right now. And as long as that dollar is strong, that's a problem for the gold mining stocks. What else do we have? I had 3 requests for Nugget. Let's check out the video. If anybody has any other requests, let me know. The video monster. Let's go to the monthly chart first. Incredible. New all-time highs. Weekly chart. There's more room to run. Weekly chart. We're trading above at current, the third standard deviation Bollinger Band, RSI 81. Don't let that scare you. This would worry me more, but we can open up next week outside of it. The video looks like it's the bomb. Just keep in mind, as Franklin was good enough to share with us, earnings on the 17th. Daily chart. What a move. We tapped that third standard deviation Bollinger Band and backed off. Volume very strong. Let's go to seasonality. November is tied with being the second best month of the year. So a very, very strong chart. I think it goes higher. Let's take a look at Netflix. We did an earnings trade on Netflix. We did very well with that. I like Netflix. I like Netflix here on a pullback and a retest of month 4. We'll keep that active a while. Weekly chart. Yeah, I think that's just going to happen. We're going to trace to come in and retest this breakout point. And that will be an opportunity. Daily chart. Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. Netflix is coming under a bit of pressure today. All right, folks. I'm not seeing much in terms of requests except for, Paul. RL, top of the evening to you. Cliff and AA. You got it. Larry, 2 months ago, Nancy Pelosi bought nearly $1 million with the It's so crazy. It's so crazy. Yeah. Seasonality for Netflix? You got it, bro. This goes back 12 years. November's not the best month, only up 50% of the times. One thing I like about the seasonality is that you can really drill down hour of the day of the week, but you really need to tighten up your time frames. Like day of the week, you don't want to go back more than, you know, a few months. Like in 2021, Friday's the best day for Netflix. If you just want to go back to August, gets even better. Slow start of the week, strong end of the week. Powerful data. Very powerful data. All right, let's take a look at CLF and AA. Cleveland Clips really getting hit here. But the monthly chart looks okay. We're consolidating. Weekly chart. Evening star formation last week. We moved lower this week. No shock there. Watch for a retest of 21 bucks a share. That's good support down there. As a matter of fact, and we're good to go. Daily chart. Yeah, we may just head lower here. We might have some support. Yeah, we closed right at it, 22.19. Let's see if this support level holds. If it fails, we're probably coming down to where we set our alert. You're welcome, Seymour. AA. P- PTO and Roxy testing me. You see the earnings after hours? I was going through earnings trades to decide which I wanted to trade. I saw Peloton. I'm like, no way am I trading that stock because people are lazy. Alcoa, Evening Star formation last month. Up so far this month. No continuation move lower. This is a fairly good buy point down here at around 45.25. Daily chart. You got to be you got to avoid. We had a bear flag set up, and we broke. So I would avoid this right now. Let it come to you. ASML. So in general, with a swing trade, do you look for a percentage goal? I do with options. With options, I look to exit at 50% on options. So, when I say options, I don't mean when I'm buying options. Uh, when I'm selling options, when I'm being the casino and not the gambler, I target minimum 50% profit. Sometimes you get a little bit less, sometimes you get more. Like on the square trade, I'll probably do 80% on this trade, assuming that it doesn't collapse. We're at 236. So the put options were very, very expensive today. So I sold them going out until till next week. But the implied volatility of those options was extremely expensive. So that you're going to have what you call IV crush. And that's what I like to take advantage of, IV crush. What was expensive right before earnings becomes cheap. Nobody's going to want to buy a 210 put contract tomorrow. Not really many people. Nobody's going to want to buy the 300 call contract I sold because there's no way it's getting up there by this time next week. So the value of those options are going to collapse. So I should do 75, 80% on that trade in just the one day. So that's where I really target a percentage gain with when I buy options. I like to get out on technical reasons. If I'm short, like with Tesla, which Tesla I just noticed was challenging support here. If Tesla hits a support level, I'll be looking at that first to determine whether or not I want to get out. So it doesn't matter the percentage amount I'm up. It's just a matter of, hey, what's your probability of profit here? And if it hits rock solid support and I'm long call contracts, I'm out because time decay is working against you. And same thing holds true for stocks, except you don't have the time decay. So it's different with whatever you're trading. Whatever I'm trading, everybody's different. RL, good earnings, Bill, DD, OG, FTN. Net, yeah, Net did well. It was a toss up between Cloudflare and you could even see I have it up here. And this one I would have made money on too if I would have opened it up. But I went with Square because it's more of a, to me, it's a more of an established company, and I was going to get a little bit more return on my investment, so I went with Square. All right, ASML. Hate that. I'm live here. Come on. Come on. Could be my browser. I'm good. I think this is TrendSpider. All right, ASML, we'll use options are complicated for me. Got to learn more. You know, if you're looking, they're very good if you're looking for passive income. If you're looking to generate cash flow, very, very good. You know, if you're going to be looking to go in and buying options all the time, you know, people come to me and they say, should I buy an option on, you know, XYZ stock? First question I have is, what's your edge? Because 80, 90% of all options expire worthless. So that's a probability probability that, or statistic, you can't ignore. Whereas if you're the casino and you're selling the options, you're generating cash flow, probabilities are in your favor, then you're going to benefit you'll probably do better longer term because you're going to have more consistent cash flow. Long story short, do you get in trouble? Yeah, I just got in trouble with Twilio. Twilio, I had all the probabilities on my side. That sucker, it closed here on 27th, was it? I think it was the 27th. Where's the date? Why is it not coming up? There we go. 27th. Yeah. So it closed at 345.57. So I sold a deep out of money 305 put contract. And I forget what the call side was. 440. Oh no, 390. 390. And this thing on earnings just sliced through so many support levels, and it actually hit my put side. It was challenged. We were down significantly at the end of last week, but what I did is I rolled it. You got to learn how to manage these trades. And while yes, we took a loss on this trade, it was far less of a loss. I mean, far less, like 3% versus 12% last week that we would have taken. So, but need to learn how to manage these trades. And, I'll make up that loss and then some with the square trade, which looks to be bottoming out here, which is good. All right. ASML. I'm not going to forget about ASML. This is great. All right. ASML. Let's go to the weekly chart first. Got to avoid it. It's suspect. So what happened here? I'll tell you when it can buy it. What happened here is that I'm not sure what happened this week. Maybe it was earnings. I'm not sure. But we broke down and broke down very, very hard. We broke the rising lower band of support. Now we've spent the past several weeks rallying back in an effort to try to recapture. We're right there. Now, for all I know, we're going to close back above what was support. Will be support yet again. But right now, it's resistance. So I couldn't say go ahead, buy here because it's resistance. So just be aware of that. And up volume is declining sequentially. Now, I'm kind of surprised. Isn't ASML a semi-stock? Daily, that's not a daily chart. Daily chart. Good volume today. It's pretty good. We broke out today. We captured support. Tough one, man. I got to say, this is a tough one. Options be up. Sell them to up your percentage. Agreed. So the sector is in fuego. If we close above this upper band of resistance here, I'd be fine if we hold 840, maybe do a retest tomorrow. The indicators go in the right direction. If you want to nibble, nibble. But next week, if we break down below this 8 close there on a daily time frame, I would be out. It will resistance 895, and then it will break out. Could be, yeah, could be. But just keep in mind this picture here. All right, folks. Thanks for joining in. I appreciate you being here. Smack button, subscribe, and everybody have a profitable trading day tomorrow and a great end. Be well.